Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. Some fortnight ago, Honourable Ugochinyere Ikenga made a proposition in the House, supported by other senators, other honourable members, about the creation of a state called Orlu. Quite a lot of persons bought into the idea, but it looks like it may not move as we thought, as even people from the southeastern region, Ohanes Ndibo, and a whole lot of others have come to kick against the same move that will probably benefit their own people. And to make matters interesting, Southeast remains the only region that is with 5 states. The minimum states other regions have is 6. So Southeast doesn't even have up to the minimum of the 6. And Orlu state was being proposed by Ugochinyere Ikenga, Honourable Ugochinyere Ikenga, but it didn't sit well with some other persons as they took time to explain some of the local government areas that was included in the Idiato Orlu state. Some of them from Anambra, the local government areas, insisted that they do not, in all honesty, want to belong to any Orlu state, as their local government has nothing in common with Orlu state. But let's find out really what they are proposing, how they lambasted on the Ikenga, and what should be done instead. I guess Southeast is quite a different region. According to the news, the Ohanes Igbo Youth Council Worldwide, a prominent Igbo social-cultural organization, has strongly condemned the proposal to create Orlu State from the current Imo State. And this proposal, initiated by Honourable Ugochinyere Ikenga, the representative of Idiato Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, has already passed its first reading. Speaking to journalists in Enugu, the national president of the Ohanes Ndibo Youth Council Worldwide, that's Mazu Okwu Nabuike, urged the National Assembly to abandon any plans to establish Orlu State. He described the proposal as a threat to stability in the Southeast, contradicting the principle of equity and justice. Now, Okwu emphasized that while the Southeast region indeed seeks an additional state to achieve priority or parity with other regions, the push for Orlu State is driven by a selfish and divisive agenda. He warned that such a move would exacerbate feelings of marginalization within the zone. Now, according to Oku, the National Confab report, endorsed by Nigerians nationwide, serves as a comprehensive guide for the reform of Nigeria, including state creation. In that report, there was a clear mention of a TT state, which represent all parts of the Southeast. There is no mention of Orlu State in the Confab report. Now, he detailed that the proposed ATT state would include parts of the 5 existing states in the Southeast, namely Orumba South, Orumba North, which is in Anambra, Agwo Aninri Oji River, which is in Enugu, Afikpo North, Afikpo South, Ivo, which is from Ebonyi State, then Ehime, Mbano, Okigwe, and Onimo, which is in Imo State. Then we now have the Umunachi, and Isukwato, which is Abia State. Now, Oku argued it is unthinkable for anyone to disrupt this collective interest of the Southeast for a personal agenda. He also pointed out that the widespread rejection of the Orlu State proposal underscores its self-serving nature, lacks of inclusivity, and inadequate consultation. Oku argued the National Assembly, or rather, Oku also said and urged the National Assembly to avoid legislation that would ignite conflict in the Southeast. Instead, he recommended focusing on the overdue creation of a TT state, which would be a fair and just action. The Ohanes Ndibo Youth Council Worldwide calls on the bill sponsors to withdraw it from further consideration, as it is not only provocative but also insidiously. Oku concluded. One would have expected that they would have given much room or credibility, but I guess there's more to it that means my colleagues in the house. Really, what's your take on this?
For me, it's quite shocking that these guys are really against this Orlu state. Some people believe that though it will bring Southeast at par with other geopolitical zone, but it's actually tailored towards personal selfish interest of the key sponsor of that bill. That's talking about Ikenga. Yeah, and he's proposing Idiato to be a senatorial district, which will enable him, to free access to becoming a senator and all of that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And being the one who is going to champion the whole thing, maybe a lot of people believe that he will. place that as a good reason why he should be given a chance to be the governor of the state. But be that as it may, if we look just beyond it, because I would say this with all amount of sincerity, that Ikenga Ugochinyere will not be the governor for the rest of his life. You understand? He will not be a senator for the rest of his life. Him proposing it and being the first beneficiary, it's very biblical. But at the same time, we should know that the creation of state, one of the key things it does, it draws development closer to the people because number one, they will be enlisted among the states in Nigeria and they will have their own allocation. But I think the fight actually is coming from other states where the local governments will be carved out from the likes of Abia State, the likes of Anambra State, and the likes of Imo State. They do not want to lose their states. You understand? They feel that it is ideal for if Orlu must subsist, that 28 local government must not come into stay. It's absolutely wrong. So that's why they are seeing them standing up against it. But be that as it may, I still feel that putting the Southeast at par with other states when it comes to the issue of states will avail them opportunity for more position at the national level. You understand? It will grant them more chance to be part of national development.
But they're not against having another extra state. They're saying that Honourable Ikenga is going about it in a selfish manner. And there was actually a report, a confirm that was done many years ago during the reign and time of Jonathan, of which there was a well thought out plan, of which there are some local government that was crafted out from each of the 5 states within the southeast, where they will now have it as 80 states and not Orlu. Now the Orlu is technically Ikenga's jurisdiction and there was no wide consultation. But according to them, the Ohanese Youth Wing, they said this one was widely consulted. There was a lot of wide consultation and approval was given, but it was now for them to participate the bill that there was not decided. Now that Ikenga has been able to get something that can move the bill, why is he moving Orlu instead of ATT that has been done and waiting for approval?
Now, when he assumed office as a House of Rep member, was that being done? One of the weakest point for Southeastern is the fact that they can't always come together, they can't unify their opinion and come up with something. And whenever that happens, you will notice that division is inevitable. Everybody wants to fund their own thing. Now, if we have an agenda to create an additional state, what move was being established from, I think that thing was in 2015 or so.
Yes.
Okay, now 2000, there was an administration that passed, that's for 8 years. Buhari came on board for 8 years. Why didn't the senatorial districts, that's the representative of the senatorial districts and the like, why didn't they bring it up? Being that it was dead and seems forgotten, just as Edwin Clark is reminding the president right now that there was something, a report that came up after that convert, where some more than 600 recommendations came up that he should revisit it, he should call up the report and revisit it. That is the same thing that these guys would have done. Whereby you now, after meeting, Ohanese Ndibo would have called all the senators and all the House of Rep members and explain to them, we need to be at par with other geopolitical zones. So now that you guys have been appointed to or have been elected to represent your own people, can we bring this up? But division won't allow these guys to bring stuff up. And I feel that's why him looking at the divisional, the back and forth of the whole thing, he wants to assume his own, push it as much as he can, because I know that one of the key attribute of Ikenga is his ability to be forceful, and get what he wants. That's why he's pushing this hard. So I feel that at the point, the Ndibos need to come together if they really want a position in the national polity of Nigeria.
That's a good wrap it up. You've said it all. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take? Is he a nay or a yes? Do you think that Ikenga is going the right way, or do you think he should have done wide consultation, carry every other person along, the Southeasterners as a whole along to get this done? Or do you think being pushy and trying to get Orlu State done is the right way? At least just make it 6 anyhow. Listen to
global happenings today. We communicate.